Europa League. It's live here in Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. More from Rory Lloyd to come as we join our commentary team of Stephen Thompson and Al Lamont.
Thanks very much, Richard. Yeah, we've just heard the Betis anthem sung by the thousands and thousands of home fans inside the stadium. Quite a sight and sound it was here as the green and white scarves were held aloft. Now they're being swirled above the fans' heads. It is a really epic scene. It's a 60,000 capacity. It's not quite full, but it's certainly a brilliant scene. And the Rangers fans, as you say, a number of them, several thousand of them have made the trip to the Estadio Benita Villamarín in Seville as Rangers seek to do something they've never done before, beat Spanish opposition in Spain. That's what's required to guarantee Europa League football in the new year. Anything else, and Rangers do need favours from Aris Limassol against Sparta Prague in Group C's other match tonight. Lots of permutations, lots of different places Rangers could end up at the close of play, but one thing is for sure, they will be in European competition in 2024. It's going to be the home side to kick us off. They're a real force to be reckoned with at home, unbeaten since May. And in fact, the defeat a couple of weeks ago in Prague was their only loss anywhere since going down at Ibrox back in September. We are underway, and Betis in the green and white striped tops, white shorts and socks, go from left to right as we look at it from a very, very high vantage point. In one of the stands here is an early free kick to Betis right on the halfway line. Rangers are all in blue this evening. There's a big task ahead of them. They will have to create history in a sense by winning on Spanish soil for the first time since that Cup Winners' Cup in Barcelona in 1972, and of course that was against Russian opposition. But there's a delay here in the game restarting as Asani Diao just gets himself off the floor after a heaviest challenge, and it will be a free kick to the home side. Clipped forward looking for Iglesias up there. Just a couple of goals to his name this season as Barisic clears it down the left-hand side, headed back forward by Carvalho, picked up by Bellerin, and Isco gets himself on the ball. Rangers want to try and avoid that wherever possible. It's now Perez, left-hand side, then the cross comes in, Goldson heads away out to the right-hand side, McCausland can't keep a hold of it, and it's Betis coming forward, left-hand side, right on the touchline, over on that far side. They try to squeeze it through to Iglesias once more, but Tavernier wins it, plays it off a Betis player, out for a throw-in, minute and a half gone, and it's Real Betis 0, Rangers 0, and already you sense, Stephen, as you suggested, that a lot of the game is going to be played in Rangers' defensive third.
Yeah, I think it is, Alistair. You can see their intent right away. It's actually a really good sweeping move from the right-hand side to the left-hand side of the pitch, and a ball put into the box. It was dealt well with by Connor Goldson. There's just an example there of exactly what I was saying before the game. Rangers did have the ball, played it up to Dessers, link it, hold it, he flicks it on. I don't know why he's flicking it on, because he's the furthest player up the pitch, and it's easily picked up by Betis. They've got to make sure, and him in particular, when the ball comes up, he's able to link and bring the players in front of him into the game.
Rangers have a throw-in over on the far side, the Rangers right, about 15 yards inside the Betis half, to be taken by their captain, James Tavernier, who was the top scorer in this competition a couple of seasons ago as they made their way to the final against, of course, the team that Aberdeen have just beaten by a couple of goals to nil. And I think Frankfurt have finished third in that group, haven't they? So they could be one of the teams that Rangers would come up against if they were to drop into the Conference League. But they certainly have designs on staying in the Europa League if at all possible. And here's Sima finding Cifuentes midway inside the Betis half, tries to play it out to Tavernier. It takes a deflection, but eventually finds its way there. He goes for goal, but he slices it well wide. It'll be a Real Betis goal kick 3 minutes in, 0-0.
Yeah, it's more positive from Rangers there. Obviously, got a wee bit of a break of the ball to the edge of the box, probably a good 22, 25 yards out. It was sitting up, difficult one for Tavernier to take on the half volley, but he is technically very gifted, just slices across it and goes into the stand behind the goal off to our left.
Lundstrom has it, back with Goldson, just outside his own penalty area, out to the right-hand side. Tavernier just takes a bit of a chance, plays it back to Goldson, who sweeps it forward down the right-hand side. And Cifuentes can't bring it under control. It's out for a Betis throw, which is quickly taken back to Mark Roca, the on-loan Leeds player, who's having to fill in at centre-back as Cifuentes now tries to thread it through. Dessers will give chase, but he won't get there first, as back goes Juan Miranda, the Spanish fullback, and plays it forward. And it's a good touch in there by Andres Guardado, the Mexican midfielder, who finds Isco midway inside his own half. This gets turned away from Lundstrom momentarily, has to go back the way to Pizzeya, and now into Carvalho. There's a lot of experience in the engine room there between Carvalho and Guardado.
Yeah, 80 caps, Carvalho for Portugal.
Yeah, and a good 50 or, in fact, 180 odd Guardado has for Mexico. He's still playing for them at the age of 37. Quite incredible. And neither of them have been regulars in this Betis side throughout the campaign, but they're both playing here this evening as Betis try and ensure that they remain top of the group. Rangers making a real hash of it against Aris Limassol a couple of weeks back, when a victory would have taken them top, but they could only manage a draw. Here's Isco, just inside the Rangers half, looking to clip one out to his left-hand side. Tavernier, though, reads it and heads it away only as far as Iglesias. Isco challenged by Lammers, but he can't win the ball from him, and the little Spanish playmaker plays it back the way now for Guardado inside the centre circle. That's a good pass, and forward come Real Betis just outside the penalty. It's a chance for Diao, into the box it comes, and Goldson manages to get it clear. That was dangerous. Here come Betis once more out to the right hand side for Bellerin. He helps it back into the box. Good header from Tavernier to take it away from Iglesias. Tavernier slips as he tries a second clearance, does get it out of the box. It's out for a throw in over on the far side. First moment of real danger in the game. Rangers managed to deal with it, 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely was. It was brilliant play from Real Betis. The ball comes out to the right-hand side. It's flashed across the face of goal. Isco, I think it was just inches away from getting on the end of it, and luckily for Rangers, they were able to clear it away. But they're all just so very comfortable on the ball, especially Isco. You could just watch him all night long. He just looks in such control of the ball.
Oh, he's a joy to watch, isn't he? And I think he's just had a bit of a renaissance since moving to Real Betis under a manager who knows him well, who brought him through at Malaga, Manuel Pellegrini, and the two have really combined to good effect, and he's been their top man. Here's Carvalho, about 30 yards from goal, eyeing up the shot. Butland should save that, and he does, and takes a couple of goes to gather it in, but it was a comfortable enough save as Carvalho's shot lacked power and precision, and still 0-0.
Yeah, definitely lacked power. Definitely lacked power, Alistair. He goes for the big side foot. He's a good 20 yards out, doesn't get any power on it whatsoever.
Here's McCausland, right hand side into Dessers, about 30 yards from goal. Tries to link with Lammers, but that doesn't come off, and it's knocked out for a Rangers throw in over on the far side, about 10 yards.
Don't want to repeat myself, but that's got to be better from Dessers there. McCausland picked it up, lays it into his feet. Instead of taking a touch and securing the ball, goes for the first time flick to Lammers. Possession back to Betis.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is something that's been repeated over and over about both Dessers and Lammers by most co-commentators I've worked with over the last few months when analysing both players' contribution to Rangers' performances. It's up to Dessers once more. In steps Pizzeya. He's then lost out to Lammers. Lammers in a good position, right hand side of the box, plays it in, it's over Dessers, it comes to Sima. Sima, does he handle it as he tries to go for goal, and it takes a deflection and it's way past the post, but it will be a Rangers corner. That was a good opening for Rangers.
It certainly was. The ball comes in from the right hand side from Lammers. It was too high for Dessers, but it goes to Sima at the back post. He takes a touch. It looked as though it might have come off his arm, but obviously it hadn't. And then luckily for Real Betis, his shot hits the defender's leg and squirms just past Silva's post. Corner for Rangers though. Yeah,
right hand side to be taken by James Tavernier as Rangers put bodies into that penalty area, looking to connect with Tavernier's cross. In it comes. Up goes Davies, comes out to Cifuentes to get hold of the shot, but blocked by Carvalho, and Rangers had left absolutely no one back there, and fortunately it broke the way of Barisic onto the halfway line, and he went back and was able to get it back to Butland, but if that had fallen to a Betis player on the rebound, it might have been a dangerous moment for Rangers to survive. But it was a good crack at goal actually from Cifuentes. It looked like it would have been on target if Carvalho hadn't got in the way.
It looked like it would have been in target, Alistair. You're right, he caught it sweetly, but it was well blocked and charged down by the Betis defender. Last couple of minutes have been better from Rangers.
Almost 9 minutes played, no goals, as Isco has a little flick to Diao, who's well challenged though by Barisic on the halfway line, and then it's pulled back for a, I can only assume there was a pull by Barisic there on Diao as he challenged him, and the referee awards Real Betis the free kick. 9 minutes in, 0-0 as Betis come forward down the right hand side. It's Bellerin, Sima backtracking, slides in to play the ball off Bellerin, or is it? Yeah, the referee's assistant points for a goal kick. The home fans don't like it, but it did seem to come off the Spanish fullback last as Sima. He's good at that, to be fair to him. He does a lot of backtracking, he'll work hard for the team. Yeah,
but agree, it's two very, very quick players, Sima and Bellerin, and he had to get that right there.
So with Tavernier, right hand side into McCausland, gets it back to Tavernier, who tries to clip it forward for Dessers. He'll give chase there, but Seya's there well ahead of him. He gets it back to his goalkeeper, Rui Silva. Forced to hurry by Lammers, but does clip it away out to the left hand side. Tavernier steps in, nods it down to McCausland, right hand side, drives towards the angle of the box, plays it in for Dessers, he's backpedaling. Sima, goal! Rangers in front, and it's Abdallah Sima once again. Brilliant finish from the Senegalese as it brought to him off Dessers, and he just hit it first time, and 10 minutes in, the away fans are jubilant. Real Betis now, Rangers 1.
I didn't see that coming. If anybody was going to score in this team, it was going to be Sima. Initially the ball into Dessers, it kind of breaks the way of Sima. He doesn't hesitate, gets the shot away straight off the bat. In the bottom corner past the goalkeeper. What a start to the game for Rangers.
Well, Abdallah Sima is a man in a rich vein of form. That is his 14th goal of the season now. He moves a goal clear of his captain. It's 5-4. He had been on a run of no goals in 8 after 7-7, so a bit of a streaky player perhaps, but it's a good streak right now, that's for sure. And he has given Rangers the ideal start in Seville, and something to build on, something to hold on to. 11 minutes played, and it's Real Betis 0, Rangers 1. What a start. How did Betis respond?
Well, I mean, it was Sima who had the shot just a couple of minutes ago, Alistair, that was deflected behind for the corner, coming in from the left-hand side of the pitch and finding himself in space in the box, and Betis didn't heed that warning as he does it again, and this time he makes no mistake with the finish.
And of course, he got the only goal of the game at Ibrox against Real Betis back in September. He's quite simply in sensational form. Get the equaliser against Sparta, as well as a consolation against Aris Limassol. Here's Lundstrom sliding in with Bellerin. Bellerin comes out on top. The advantage is waved by the referee. I don't think it was a foul anyway, but Real Betis come forward now, left-hand side. Jose Perez driving towards the Rangers box. Miranda right across goal. Everyone, my goodness, there was 2 or 3 players lining up to try and get on the end of that. Butland couldn't reach it, but Hassani Diao was probably the closest. He slid it at the back post, he couldn't get onto it, and Rangers survived. 12.5 minutes in, Real Betis 0, Rangers 1.
What a chance that is. What a ball it was from Miranda on the left-hand side. Put it into such a dangerous area. Jack Butland couldn't come for it. It just seemed to go in slow motion past everybody that was in the box, and you're right, I think it was Diao at the back post, made a kind of late lunge to try and get on the end of it, but another attack for Betis now. Yeah,
Isco nicked it off Sima, and he's got it back from Diao, and then back with Guardado. Here's Guardado again, just inside the Rangers half, out to the right-hand side for Isco. Trying to make things tick. Cifuentes looks like he's sticking pretty close to Isco, trying to deny him the space, but Isco just goes looking for it. He's dropped into a much deeper position now, 10 yards inside his own half, tracked by Lammers, and it's played by Carvalho out to the right hand side. to Guardado with that left foot of his. He tries to switch the play. Tavernier though in the way. Heads it away as far as Miranda. Oh, there's a neat link up. Iglesias for Miranda. Goal! Oh, it's a lovely finish from Juan Miranda. And Betis are quickly level. Really good link up down the left-hand side. And Juan Miranda arrows in his first goal of the season to make it Real Betis 1, Rangers 1.
That is a phenomenal goal, Alistair. The quality and speed of the football and the passing, the one-touch passing that built up to that goal was of the highest quality, as was the finish by Miranda. It looked like a very difficult angle to hit it from where he hit it from, but he catches it so sweetly. It goes into the corner of the net past Jack Butland, but the football leading up to it, the speed of the pass and the one-touch round the corner, the layoff, and then the shot, an exquisite goal.
Well, quite a start to this game. Rangers weren't in front for long, 3 minutes before Juan Miranda, the left fullback, comes forwards and linking with Borja Iglesias, fires it into the bottom left-hand corner of Jack Butland, and it was it's basically as you were, 1-1, and Rangers with it all to do again, and the Betis fans right behind their side now, having drawn level. Perfect response from them, you have to say.
It most definitely is, yeah.
Here they come again, Tavernier, you've got to be careful. He just manages to intercept that and keep possession under pressure from Jose Perez. Back to Butland, who clears first time up towards the halfway line. Lammers gets his head to it, but knocks it straight out of play over in the far side. It'll be a Betis throw-in. Quarter of an hour gone only, with a goal apiece. Sima and Miranda on the score sheets here at the Estadio Benito Villamarin, who's a former president of the club. Here's Pizzeya at the back for Betis, played it into Isco, and back with the goal scorer. Forward it goes to Iglesias, and now back with Isco, 10 yards or so inside his own half. Tries to switch a play. Barisic gets his head to it ahead of Giao, then Sima again back in a deep position, just locks it forward. McCausland will go and chase that one down, but it's Roca who's there first. Cifuentes picks up a loose ball forward to Lammers. Lammers holds it up, tries to play out to the right hand side and gives it straight to Perez, and the counter attack is on. This could be really dangerous. It's Giao finds Iglesias inside the penalty area. Goldson gets back, headed away by Davies in the right place at the right time as Iglesias tried to guide it past Butland, but Lammers' mistake there was almost so costly.
It's a horrific mistake, a square pass. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't see the Real Betis players right in front of him, and then the speed of the counter attack once they win the ball was phenomenal down this right hand side. I do feel as though Iglesias should have got his shot off quicker. He hesitates, and it allows Rangers to get bodies back in and allows them to get the block in the end, but really poor error from Sam Lammers, almost costing Rangers a second goal in what would have just been 2-3 minutes.
Betis have it, it's Carvalho, gets it back once more from Isco, out to the left hand side to Miranda. Now Perez comes in off that left hand side. Isco for Carvalho. They're really beginning to ooze class, the Spaniards, as Isco brings up to the edge of the penalty and out to the left-hand side. Oh, Iglesias has completely missed it, but Bellerin, a big chance over the top from Butland as Bellerin tests the English goalkeeper, who pushes it over, and Rangers coming under the cost just at the moment. 1-1.
They are absolutely slicing Rangers open in these last 5 minutes. Another devastating move down the left-hand side. Sorry, the corner's been taken quickly out.
Yeah, it's back to Guardado, steps away from McCausland, looking to find room for the shot. He does, off the crossbar and away. My goodness, he absolutely rattled that from 25 yards, the Mexican. Butland was beaten off the underside of the bar, but it bounced away. And again, Rangers survived by the skin of their teeth. He's Bellerin coming forward though, into the edge of the area. It's Carvalho now with a chance, a cross goal it comes, and a challenge by Goldson and Davies on Iglesias to, well, I thought to knock it behind. Betis are furious. Should be a corner.
How Rangers haven't conceded in the last couple of minutes is absolutely beyond me. That strike on the left foot hit the underside of the bar. It bounces only a foot out of the goal line, and then another one of these balls flashed right across the face of goal. Rangers are not defending these situations well at all. The amount of runners and the speed and the pass and the movement, it's just slicing Rangers open just now. They need to just try and take the sting out of this, but I don't think they're going to be allowed to.
Yeah, they need a breather, don't they? They just need a wee break in play to just gather their thoughts almost, because since that Betis equaliser went in, they have really upped the ante here. The Rangers try and come forward down the left-hand side. Lundstrom beaten to it by Carvalho, who knocks out of play. 1-1 then, after almost 19 minutes in Seville. We'll keep you up to date with any goals that go in Limassol. 0-0 as far as I'm aware in that one. Remember, Rangers need to match at worst Sparta Prague's result, as Cifuentes has a good ball forward for Dessers. Dessers into the penalty area. He's turned away brilliantly. Dessers through the legs, goal! That is outstanding from Cyril Dessers. And would you believe it? Rangers, having survived incredible pressure in the last 5 minutes, a wonderful goal from Cyril Dessers. It's Real Betis 1, Rangers 2.
What a game this is, Al. What a game. It was unbelievable. It was great play from Dessers. He links this time well with his head and he's put it down the line on the left-hand side. Betis are so wide open because they just want to attack, so when they do, Rangers get into their final third, there's space. He chops in, I think he's going to shoot, chops again, and then puts it through the goalkeeper's legs. It's a brilliant finish. Told you he was a great player.
You've always said that, I must admit. Yeah. I've just been told it's actually 2-0 to Sparta Prague. So, well, that's a brilliant start for them. And but it does mean that Rangers have to win as well to ensure they stay above them. But of course, if they did win here, it would take them to the top of the group and put them into the last 16. But it's such a long way to go. And even though they lead now, I don't think too many people who have watched opening 20 minutes would be putting any money on Rangers necessarily coming out of this with a victory. However,
it's incredible, Al. I mean, you look at the last 5 minutes and the amount of pressure that they've had to deal with, and really Betis should have scored in that period, missing some big chances, and Rangers hanging on by the skin of their teeth, but then just got the other end of the pitch and scored a really good goal. It's end-to-end stuff.
Sure is. And Dessers, you have to say, he has come under a lot of criticism, but credit where it's due. That was a wonderful bit of skill and a good, really cute finish through the legs of Rui Silva for his 8th goal of the season and his first in the Europa League group stage, second in Europe altogether. Here's Hassani Diallo though, down the right-hand side, looking to lose Barisic. Back the way it goes for Guardado, who we know can hit them. Cifuentes though in the way, and I have to say, it was a very good ball from Cifuentes for Dessers in the lead up to that goal as well.
Yeah, it was a decent enough pass, Alistair, but as I said, there was in acres and acres of space just because Betis over-committing to attack, and it's one thing that Rangers are going to find, especially down this left-hand side. It seems they're in, always trying to get up forward down the right-hand side, so there's space in behind them. That's where the Sima chances came from, and also the Dessers goal there.
Throw-in Rangers then, about 25 yards from their own corner flag over on the right-hand side. Looked to be a push in the back there of Dessers. Referee didn't spot it. And then there's another Rangers player gone down, and this time it is a stoppage from the referee. I'm not sure if he's actually given the free kick or if he's just stopped it because he thinks it's a head knock, but in any case there is a stoppage in play, which gives us a moment to collect our own thoughts. What a start it has been to the game, a whirlwind you might say, not even quarter of the game gone, and it's Real Betis 1, Rangers 2, but
it's been very entertaining, Alistair, I'll tell you that. Rangers just need to hope that this isn't a bad injury. It's John Lundstrom that's down. They've got enough problems for Sunday as it is in terms of midfielders. I think he went down holding his back. He's back on his feet now. They really couldn't afford to lose him for Sunday as well.
No, certainly not. Yeah, Lundstrom, he's been an absolute first pick for Philippe Clement. Started every game that he's been in charge. It's just a drop ball, so the referee had obviously stopped it, thinking it was a potentially serious injury to Lundstrom. Will Betis get the ball back? As us at the midway point in the first half. Real Betis 1, Rangers 2. Goals coming from Sima and then Miranda equalising before Cyril Dessers put Rangers back in front just a couple of moments ago with a wonderful goal. 2-1 they lead. 2-0 Sparta Prague in Cyprus against Aris Limassol. And well, if things stay the way they are right now, it would be Rangers going through as group winners and Sparta Prague going through as runners-up, and Betis would drop into the Conference League, which I don't think anyone would have probably predicted at the outset of this group. But yeah, a long way to go. And as I say, I don't think any Rangers fans watching this will be counting any chickens as yet, as Lammers tries to release Sima down the left-hand side, where it's straight out of play. And a throw-in to Real Betis, quickly taken by Bellerin for Pizzeya. Real Betis 7th in La Liga. They haven't lost in the league since they went to Ibrox. And they haven't lost here since Getafe won at the end of last season in May. And their Europa League record here is also pretty phenomenal, unbeaten in the last 14. So Rangers are up against it in that regard, but they do have a goal advantage as Betis play it about at the back. Just a wee drop in the tempo in the last couple of minutes after a frenetic start to the game. Here's Perez, left-hand side, just touches it off to Carvalho, halfway line. Infield it comes to Guardado, who helps it on to Pizzeya, who came on in the World Cup final and helped his country to victory. Carvalho back to Pizzeya once more, out to the right-hand side. Bellerin just inside the Rangers half, plays it forward for Isco. He continues his run. Sima hasn't tracked him. Isco once more, right-hand side, plays it infield. Lammers gets back in to make sure that pass doesn't find Carvalho. Good bit of skill there from Lundstrom. Forward for Cifuentes down the left-hand side, just lets it trickle out of play off Carvalho. Rangers throw-in, almost 25 minutes on the clock as Philippe Clement just steps out of his technical area to have a quick word with Jose Cifuentes as Rangers prepare to take this throw-in on the left-hand side, a couple of yards inside their own half. Barisic for Lammers, plays it off Bellerin, former Arsenal fullback, and it will be out for another Rangers throw-in just a few yards further forward. Barisic to take just down in front of Manuel Pellegrini, the ultra-experienced Chilean coach who's seen it all and done it all in football. Dessers gets the flick on to McCausland, tries to take it away there from Roca, breaks back to Dessers, edge of the box. I wonder what that goal will do for his confidence. He's given away a free kick as he tried to bundle his way through, and the free kick goes Real Betis' way, the edge of their own box. But it could have done a real world of good, couldn't it?
100%. Well, Alistair, yeah, I mean, he'll be aware of the criticism that's been surrounding him, and he's needing goals to get his confidence up. There's one thing that will give you confidence as a striker, it's putting the ball in the back of the net.
It's a poor ball forward from Perez. Goldson cuts it out. Cifuentes now finds McCausland, right-hand side. Rangers trying to get bodies up in support. McCausland coming forward, but he's stopped in his tracks there by Perez as he backtracked, and Betis come forward now with Isco, left-hand side. Cifuentes gets back at Isco, midway inside the Rangers half. Out to the left-hand side, it's another brilliant ball in, and again, so close for Sani Diao connecting with it as it comes into the 6-yard box. The Rangers defenders doing just enough to ensure he couldn't get on the end of it, but some of those balls that are coming into the Rangers penalty are absolutely sublime.
They're phenomenal, Alistair, and Miranda's delivery is just utterly sensational. That was another one into such a dangerous area. It looked as though he was going to get in the end of it, Diao, but somehow our other Rangers managed to just put him under enough pressure to stop him getting a clean hit on it, only from a yard out. How loud is this guy's clap in front of us? It's going right through me. Anyway, never mind.
There's quite a few of them at it, to be fair. And
it's the one guy. Never mind. That's the way life goes.
Real Betis throw-in. Philippe Clement not happy that it was being taken several yards away from where he thought it should have been, but play allowed to continue. 27 on the clock. Real Betis 1, Rangers 2. As Isco plays it out to the left-hand side to Perez, now back with Miranda, who got the Betis goal, the equaliser, coming just 3 minutes after Sima had put Rangers in front. But then Dessers with a terrific goal to regain the lead for the visitors. It's Isco in possession, but 15 yards inside the Rangers half forward, and headed away by Davies, who's started every Europa League game, but he's barely featured in the league of late. Clipped forward up towards the Rangers penalty. Oh, that came off the arm of Goldson. It definitely came off the arm. Howls for penalties. Now the referee is waving it away, assuming he's saying it's either accidental or his hand was in a natural position, but it certainly bounced up and hit the Rangers player on the arm, Tom.
Was it far enough away from his body for it to be a penalty? I think it was fairly tucked in. I think it does come off his arm, no doubt about it, or his hand, but I don't think it was that far out of his kind of natural silhouette, if you like, to be a penalty. It certainly wasn't deliberate, but clearly VAR aren't going to ask the referee to get a look at it, so they've agreed with his decision.
Yeah, there is obviously VAR in operation. That would have been checked, but no penalty given. But Goldson certainly guilty of a handball inside his own box. Now he's gone down after a clash with his own player, Borna Barisic, and he's in some distress there, Connor Goldson.
I think it was actually Diao who just, as he was trying to clear the ball there, Connor Goldson, he just stood on the top of his ankle, it looked like. He's going to get back to his feet now.
It looks like he needs treatment. The Rangers physios are waiting to come on, but the referee's not allowing them on as yet. Goldson slowly getting back to his feet, claiming he was fouled there. The Betis fans are having none of it as he limps back into the penalty area.
Yeah, he's all right.
29 on the clock. Real Betis 1, Rangers 2. As Bellerin takes the throw-in. Diao now back to Petseya, and Guardado looking to orchestrate things from that deep lying midfield role. Certainly very capable of doing that. He's made a career out of it, in fact, the Mexican. As Carvalho alongside him picks up and plays it forward for Diao, and then gets it back again, the Portuguese. Guardado then back to Petseya. Carvalho infield for Guardado once more, just a few yards inside the Rangers half, then tries to clip it out to the left hand side. It's Perez, Miranda on the overlap, left hand side, sends it to the back post this time. Barisic gets a glancing header, Bellerin helps it back in to the area. Lundstrom with a header, and then Sima helps it on. Still Betis keeping up the pressure though as the half-hour mark approaches. Sima doing well against Bellerin, gets himself in between the ball and player, and then gets it back to Barisic. Diao comes across, gets a touch on the ball, but knocks it out of play. Half an hour gone here in Seville. It's Real Betis 1, Rangers 2.
It's been really entertaining, Al, there's no doubt about that. Rangers living dangerously at times. The quality of ball that's coming into their box, and some of it they've defended okay, other bits not so much, but two opportunities in the game and they've taken them.
Lundstrom with a header just on the edge of his own penalty. Lammers tries to help on. Sima does just hook it over his head and up towards the halfway line. Cross comes Dessers, but he's beaten to it, but it does break kindly for Cifuentes, who invites Tavernier forward now from McCausland, down the right hand side for Rangers. What can he find? Tries the low ball in, but it's cut out quite easily, and here come Betis on the counter, looking to draw themselves level for the second time in the game. It's Iglesias for Real Betis, out to the right hand side, too much on the pass. Oh, the fans didn't like that at all.
They did not.
I think he's something of a scapegoat here at Real Betis, just the way the fans have responded to him a couple of times, and that pass was a really poor one, and that won't do his confidence any good. The Rangers have a throw-in on this near side, deep inside their own territory, back from Lundstrom to Barisic, helps it forward with the right foot. Lammers just shows too much of that there to Bellerin. The Spaniard gets the challenge in, out for a Rangers throw-in midway inside their own half, left hand side for Barisic to take. Here's Lundstrom, back to Goldson, who looks to have shrugged off that knock he took a few moments ago. Forward it goes, it's a poor ball from him. Miranda though can't do anything with it, and now it's Cifuentes, back to Goldson. Goldson into the heart of the midfield. Lundstrom, heavy touch from him, but he gets away with it, and now Davies steps in and finds it's a good ball for Cifuentes. There's lots of room out there in that pitch, both sides really quite open as McCausland plays it infield and finds Tavernier. Tavernier back to Lundstrom, midway inside the Betis half, out to the left hand side for Barisic, who's in an advanced position. Diao back, trying to close the cross down. It's a good challenge in. The young Spaniard knocks it off Barisic, and it will be a Betis throw-in on the right hand side, about 15 yards from their own corner flag. Bellerin to take. Rory Loy's watching the game in our Glasgow studio. Rory, what have you made of the opening half hour or so?
Yeah, it's been very, very eventful, I have to say. Just on the penalty incident, it does come off Connor Goldson's leg first and pops up onto his arm, so that'll be why it wasn't looked at in great detail. But fantastic game so far, Al, some great goals.
Yeah, thanks. That's useful to know in terms of the penalty incident, because it certainly did strike the arm of Goldson. Sima unable to keep the long ball forward in play, and then just brings a second ball back onto play just to try and waste a few seconds. Referee allows the goal kick to be taken. Rui Silva put under pressure by Dessers, the man whose goal has Rangers in front here, 2-1 they lead, and Rangers have it back, and it's Goldson just inside his own half, out to the right hand side. Tavernier quickly put under pressure, but finds the pass to Lundstrom, who plays it forward for Lammers, and now it's Cifuentes. This is much better from Rangers actually. Sima holds it up about 30 yards from goal, invites Barisic forward on the left hand side. Terrible cross from Barisic, just when you needed that last bit of quality on the cross. Barisic couldn't provide, and it remains Real Betis 1, Rangers 2.
Yeah, normally so good from wide areas, his delivery. Barisic, it was good play from Rangers, good combination play between Lundstrom, Cifuentes and Sima, but when the ball came out to Barisic, when it looked as though Rangers had options in the middle of the box, he gets his cross wildly wrong.
Even the much maligned Sam Lammers has had a couple of decent passes in these early stages. 2-1 Rangers then, as they look for their first ever win against Spanish opposition in their homeland. The Betis fans starting a new clap just to annoy Stephen Thompson and try and urge their players on. It's Isco picking up possession, just pokes it through there for Perez, gets it back once more, the little playmaker. Back to Guardado, and now Carvalho in the heart of the midfield, plays it forward for Perez. Perez away from Cifuentes, into the box, saved though by Butland, too close to him. He just tried to curl it in at the far post as he came into the box, but he didn't get the angle he wanted, and it remains Real Betis 1, Rangers 2.
Yeah, it's their first decent chance in a wee while, that. Perez absolutely skinning Cifuentes for pace, drops the shoulder. He's on a reasonably difficult angle, probably a similar angle to what Miranda scored from, but he goes with the right foot, tries to curl it, didn't get anywhere near enough pace on it.
Here's Sima, left hand side up towards the edge of the box, halted there by Diao, but Sima still has it. Cross comes in, flicked on by Lammers, get the very faintest touch if anything, and Betis are able to pick up, and it's Carvalho just holding Lammers off, and then plays it out to the left hand side for Perez. Forward come Real Betis down the left hand side, and it's Isco back to Carvalho. Isco once more, he always wants possession regardless of how heavily he's marked. He's just so comfortable in taking it in tight areas, and here he is once more, the former Real Madrid man, won 5 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. Highly decorated player. Now it's Miranda, back to Isco once more, midway inside the Rangers half, back to Carvalho. Rangers looking to just keep Real Betis at bay and take this 2-1 lead in at half-time. 10 minutes until the interval as Pizzeya picks up and plays it out to the right-hand side for Bellerin. Back again to Guardado. Guardado with the left peg, tries to lift it over for Miranda, but Tavernier again watches that all the way, and Rangers pick up, and it's Cifuentes just playing it in the channel for Dessers to chase down. He's done well to hold off a couple of players. Oh, he's taken completely out of play. The referee allows the advantage with Lundstrom in possession. It was a poor challenge there from Pizzeya, who'd gone all the way across there. Rangers still have it. Sima into the heart of the midfield. Cifuentes with a very strange touch. Lammers can't get there, and Carvalho picks up. Out to the right-hand side it comes, looking for Diao, but Davies, poor chest control. Iglesias picks up and knocks it back to Isco. Isco running at the Rangers defence now. Iglesias holding off Davies, still it's Isco. Looking to find room for the shot, away from Goldson. Pokes it to the left-hand side, goal! Ayoze Perez curls it beyond Jack Butland as he tried to do not 2 minutes ago. This time he got his angles right. And Real Betis for the second time have pegged Rangers back. It's Real Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Well, it's hard to underestimate just how important a role Isco plays in that goal. It's unbelievable from him, keeping the ball, gets in the edge of the box. You think he's going to shoot, he tries on his right foot, chops onto his left, does it again, and then releases Perez, again from a very similar position to Miranda's goal. Goes with the right foot, it's a sublime curled effort into the bottom corner past a fully stretched Butland, but 2 each, and you can't argue that you know, it's probably the right scoreline given the opportunities that Real Betis have created in this first half.
Yeah, it's disappointing from Rangers because Dessers is still asking the referee why wasn't I given a free kick and why wasn't a yellow card shown, which is a reasonable point, but I mean, ultimately I suppose that attack did come from Betis regaining possession, but I think the Rangers will look at the defending and be disappointed by it, as Dessers now has been penalised. He goes for a long ball and the referee's not giving him any joy here. He's still complaining. But it's 2-2 here with 7 minutes left in the first period. A hugely entertaining game, you'd have to say. Rangers have led twice. They've been drawn back into the game by the hosts on 2 occasions, and now it's a Real Betis free kick inside their own half. Still 2-0 Sparta Prague in Limassol, which is not good news for Rangers, because that would take Sparta above them, and it would mean Real Betis and Sparta Prague go through in the Europa League. Rangers would finish third and fall into the Conference League. But I don't think the scoring in this game is finished just yet.
No, you don't get that impression. It's a shame for Rangers. They'd like to have held out till half-time with the goal advantage, but really every time Betis have come forward into Rangers' final third, they've looked so incredibly threatening. I don't think that Rangers would be overly pleased with what they've defended in this first half.
Back with Rui Silva just on the edge of his own penalty area. The Portuguese beaten twice this evening already, just as his counterpart at the other end has been. And Betis just slowly bring it out from the back. It's Guardado, who at 37 years of age can be forgiven for having a breather now and then. Out of play from Iglesias again. The crowd quick to get on his back, but others at least applauding his intent as Lundstrom plays it back to Goldson, who was turned inside out by Isco at the edge of his own penalty area, but you can hardly blame him. Isco,
he wouldn't have been the first
so difficult to pin down. No, absolutely not. Here's McCausland picking up on a loose ball, gets away from Carvalho. It's good play from the young Northern Irish winger. Forward he comes in a central area, threads it through. Sima's in here. Is it going to be 3? Oh, it's just wide. The offside flag goes up. In any case, as he got on the end of McCausland's pass. Really good play again from Rangers though, but it remains Betis 2, Rangers 2.
It's incredible the space that Rangers have been allowed when they break and counter on Real Betis due to the amount of numbers they put forward. But really good play from young McCausland, riding a couple of tackles in the middle of the park, drove 20 yards with the ball, spots the run from Sima. The pass is excellent, but Sima's probably just gone half a yard early. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, they put it past the post. But again, it just shows that Rangers are capable of scoring again in this game. There's no doubt about that.
Unbeaten, of course, under Philippe Clement, unbeaten in 13 all told, 10 wins and 3 draws, the first of which came under Stephen Davis, but the rest are all the result of Philippe Clement's stewardship. As forward come Betis, but dispossessed there by Cifuentes, and Cifuentes comes forward down the right-hand side. Tracked by Carvalho. Cifuentes has done well. He's away from him momentarily at least. Digs the cross out. In it comes. Sima is in there. So too Dessers. Was he pushed? That's a claim. The referee puts his arms wide and says there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, I think he stopped play.
Is that a head knock, is it?
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough in that for a penalty kick, Al, if I'm being honest. Thought it was a bit theatrical in mid-air. But again, good play from Cifuentes this time down the right-hand side, takes the ball for a run. Carvalho couldn't match him, puts it into the box. It's a kind of ricochet. I think it's going to fall for Dessers, but in the end, the referee stopped play.
Yeah, there's a Betis player down inside his own penalty. I can't quite make out who it is just at the moment, but I think it was a clash off the ball, really. But yeah, I mean, the likes of Cifuentes, Dessers, maybe even Lammers having arguably their best games in Rangers jerseys so far. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say there's been lots and lots of very positive moments, but I'd say clearly Dessers taking his goal very, very well indeed. Lammers, I don't think, has really been involved all that much, Alistair.
So negative, Stephen. Rory, just as we've got this stoppage, what have you made of the likes of Cifuentes and Dessers this evening?
I think Cifuentes has done really well thus far, and you know, he's won a lot of tackles in the midfield and he's used the ball well. I think young McCausland's been very, very positive at times. You know, Dessers, he gets an assist, which I have to be honest, it doesn't mean, but it's still an assist, and the goal is very, very good. All credit to him. Lammers for me, I know you think he's having a good game. Well, not for me. I don't think he's offering anything, either defensively or offensively. He's one good pass, and I think he's very lucky that Rangers don't have any other midfielders at the moment. If it was me, I'm not particularly comfortable watching it because I feel like Betis are going to score every time they go forward. That being said, Rangers do look like they've got another goal in them.
Yeah, I was thinking that if Lammers has one good pass under his belt, then that probably does constitute his best game in a Rangers jersey. I hope that's not been too unkind, but certainly the other two are having good games. But say it was who was down injured, he's had a bit of treatment, he's back on the field of play, seems to be fine. We've got, what, a minute and a half of the opening 45 to play. It's Real Betis 2, Rangers 2, fascinating game so far. Rangers have led twice, and twice Betis have equalised, and they have looked at times, as Rory's hinting at there, hugely dangerous when they come forward. But 2-2 it stands as Tavernier has to go back and try and hold up Betis as they come forward down the left-hand side. Miranda gets the cross in. Davies just stabs it away with the left foot and up towards Lammers. Lammers a nice little turn and then clips out to the right-hand side. Dessers keeps it in, knocks it back to Tavernier. Tavernier steps forward away from a challenge and plays it infield. A terrible pass though from Tavernier. He couldn't find Lundstrom, who then almost manages to rob João, but João emerges with possession and moves forward at pace. Bellerin in support, right-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. João once more, right-hand side of the box. Lundstrom with him. Does get the cross in, but it's easily away by Goldson, flicked on by Lammers. Is there any more scoring in this first period? Last 30 seconds or so, will be a couple of minutes added on, I would imagine, as Perez has it, left-hand side of the Rangers penalty area. Cifuentes is there though to stop him in his tracks, makes the intervention, plays it away down the right-hand side, but the pass is picked up by Isco, threads it into the box, easy enough take for Butland before João can get anywhere near it, and it remains, as the fourth official shows us his board, which does say 3 minutes remains. Betis 2, Rangers 2. Rangers good value for the 2-2, Tom, what would you say? Or
probably in chances created, you'd think that Betis might have had another one. I don't think Betis have defended particularly well either. I think Rangers probably won't be happy with their defending. Certainly Rangers, I think, have looked a threat when they've managed to get into forward areas. I imagine in the second half they'll get more opportunities to do likewise.
Now, Sparta Prague have gone 3 up, and I was going to say Real Betis, a draw for them would have been enough to win the group, but I do have a note here that says unless Sparta win by 3 or more, and then it starts to get complicated. I can go into that if it looks like it's going to materialise, but
it's already complicated.
Richard's maybe better placed to do that. He'll certainly have all the facts and figures at his fingertips at half-time if need be. Barisic is about to take a Rangers corner as we're into those 3 minutes of added on time. Can Rangers get their noses back in front in the injury time in the first half here? Barisic left-hand side with the 2 arms aloft to signal to his teammates what he intends here. It's a back post ball. Davies climbs, heads it across goal, but the referee spotted an infringement, and the free kick's given to Betis, and it remains Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Yeah, it was an outswinger, a kind of big floaty one. I don't know if he's given the foul for Davies for a push as he headed it. It didn't look to me like it was a foul, but Rangers are being quite aggressive with their corners, certainly just everyone up the pitch. They're not leaving anybody back, just a couple ringing the box in case there's a counter-attack.
Played almost a couple of minutes of those 3 to be added on as Rui Silva, the Portuguese goalkeeper, prepares to take the free kick just from inside his penalty area, left-footed long up towards Iglesias, gets the flick on to Perez, the man who got the second equaliser. Isco picks up left-hand side, dances away from Cifuentes up towards the penalty area, out to the left-hand side, he's just overhit the pass. Miranda won't get there, but his intent applauded by the fans who have come to adore him this season. Such a great player to watch.
He is. When he runs with the ball, it's just so difficult for defenders to be able to get a tackling or get near him because of his low centre of gravity. He twists and he turns, and he's got a kind of half-yard of pace, and just so intelligent, just a move ahead.
Goal kick Rangers then, and just about 30 seconds of play left in this first period as Butland prepares to take the goal kick. All in yellow this evening. Jack Butland beaten twice in the first half. The header comes from Guardado just inside his own half. Goldson takes a moment or two to decide what he wants to do, spins and then plays it to Tavernier right hand side just inside his own half. looks forward to McCausland, hugging the touchline on the right-hand side. Back it goes to Goldson. And the Serbian referee, Srđan Jovanovic, blows the half-time whistle to end a rather tumultuous first period, which started so well for Rangers as Sima lashed in from about 12 yards to put them in front. They were only ahead for about 3 minutes before Juan Miranda arrowed in a low shot from the left-hand side of the box to make it 1 each. There was a Guardado pile driver off the bar from 25 yards before Rangers scored again on 20 minutes. Cifuentes with a good ball forward. Dessers with terrific skill inside the penalty area before nutmegging Rui Silva and making it 2-1 Rangers. But 8 minutes before the interval, Jose Perez was played in by the wonderful Isco and curled in an effort beyond Jack Butland to make the half-time score in Seville. Real Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
It has been an absolutely incredible first 45 minutes in Seville. 2-2 between Real Betis and Rangers deep into first half stoppage time in Limassol. Aris 0, Sparta Prague 3. Kuchta in the 4th minute, Burmancevic in the 11th, and then again in first half stoppage time. And that is now confirmed at half time. And it's been the most incredible turnaround right the way through the first half in the both matches. Rangers have bounced between first place and third place. Betis had bounced between first and third. Sparta between second and third. But as Al rightly said, that third goal for Sparta Prague has changed things, because that then propelled Sparta into first place in the group, Betis into second, and Rangers remaining in third. And that is all down to, it was squeaky tight. It is so tight. As things stand, Sparta Prague 9 goals for, 6 against. Real Betis 9 goals for, 6 against, both on 10 points. Sparta would be going through and having scored more away goals in the group, because they're level on goals scored. The head-to-head, well, there's no away goals now, of course. The head-to-head, they are tied up. It would be overall goals scored, but they're tied on that. Overall away goals scored, which would be the next step, and that is currently in favour of Sparta Prague. And of course, well, they would go through, if it stays the same, they'd go through in that measure, because obviously Betis have played all their away matches. So you kind of get the feeling that much will change in the course of the second half. The mere fact that of the 9 possible permutations, we've seen 8 of them throughout the course of the first 45. You'd imagine there will be much more to come in the second. Incredible, absolutely incredible. We'll get back to Tomo shortly. We'll hear from Barry Robson after Aberdeen's excellent 2-0 win here at Pittodrie in the Conference League against Eintracht Frankfurt. Let's just get Rory, though, to reflect on what has been a hugely entertaining 45 minutes, Rory.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to watch, I have to say, and there's been really some standout performances from Rangers. Offensively at times, Sima has been very good, McCausland has been very good, Lundstrom and Cifuentes shoring up that midfield, I think, have been good as well. A little bit shaky in defence, and you know, I don't want to be too hard on him, but I just don't see what Lammers is bringing. I think he's causing more problems than he is helping the team. They're effectively 4-4-2 out of possession, Richard, so they've got Lammers going up the pitch with Dessers to try and put pressure on the ball, and then they're trying to be 4-2-3-1 in possession. I think they would be more comfortable personally in a 4-3-3. I think it's just whether he feels that Sterling can go in and do that midfield job, because there's no other options in there, unless he sits Suter and pushes Lundstrom forward one. But I don't see Lammers lasting much longer with the way the game's going, because I think he's actually a man down in terms of defensively. But we'll wait and see how that plays out. But you know, some really good stuff from Rangers going forward, but they do look a little bit suspect at the back. Some good quality of goals as well.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
the Sima goal, you know, it's not the first goal for both sides is quite similar. It's a clearance from the keeper initially from Betis, which Tavernier heads down to McCausland. He's really positive, and it's a clever pass into Dessers. Dessers, in trying to hold it up, accidentally finds Sima, and it's a fantastic finish from Sima. And then up the other end, it's a magnificent goal. It's a poor head.
The move is outstanding.
Oh, it's a poor. Talk about punishing a mistake. I mean, I think it's Tavernier's header out to the left back, pops it into the left winger first time, pops it into the striker, back round the corner to the winger, to the defender, sorry, and he finds the net. Absolutely fantastic goal. Of the highest quality, and then Dessers produces something that you don't even know he's capable of. So,
and all that came after a minute in which Bellerin probably should have scored for Betis, and then Guardado smashes one off the other side of the bar.
Incredible.
And just as you're reeling from that, suddenly Cyril Dessers decides to, well, just go on a worldie. And when he picks it up, on the counter, he cuts in, he dummies past one player, he doubles back, and then he just slips it between the keeper, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's composure which you wouldn't associate with him, or you find it hard to believe you're watching the same player at times. But hopefully that for his sake gives him the confidence to go in and look a little bit more assured in possession, hold the ball up, because he's lazy at times. And when I say lazy, I don't mean lazy in terms of work rate. And he gets the ball up, he's lazy with his touch, he's lazy with his passing. And when you see up the other end how good their striker can be, it makes such a difference to the team. It really, really does. It's Borja Iglesias who's doing that job for Betis. And then, Ben Davies makes a mistake with the chest down up the other end, and Betis punish them again, and it's a really good finish from Iezo Perez after Isco has some good work. So, I mean, a million things to get through, but a really, really entertaining half of football. I just wonder how comfortable Clement is on the touchline. Knowing that Rangers can score, but looking very suspect at the back, and I just wonder if he'll tinker with his shape slightly and whether he's comfortable enough to put Sterling into that midfield position, because it's something that I think he needs to look at.
Really, really entertaining. More to come from Rory and indeed from Stephen and Al, who's out there live. Second half commentary to come. Let's get a reflection from a man who I'm sure is going to be absolutely delighted. It was a 2-0 win for Aberdeen. Goals in the first half from Luis Lopez, and then in the second from the substitute Esther Sockler. Aberdeen seeing off Eintracht Frankfurt to pick up their first victory in the competition, and Barry Robson spoke to us afterwards.
Well, Barry, you must be absolutely delighted with that tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think I said it before, and we've not deserved what we've put into this European campaign. I think we've only lost 2 games, and we lost one of them here in the 92nd minute, and we could have picked up a point in Frankfurt. And I think for me, they've performed so well, and I'm just glad they got that win tonight, because we deserve to be on more points than where we are in Europe.
I mean, when you look at some of the clubs you've been up against in Frankfurt, look at the budget, the size of the club, look at PAOK. I mean, you're the only team to take anything off PAOK. If you take a step back, you maybe didn't get out of the group, but you must be so proud of the guys. They've given you absolutely everything.
I think Scottish football should see that, and I think, and I know we've got stick, people have given us some stick, and rightly so at times, but it's no easy fighting on 3 fronts, and I think we've done it really well. We've had to come off the back of Europe and have 4 away games as well. We had to go 7 out of 8 games away from home as well. And performing like that, it's the emotion it takes out of you, these games. But I think we scored 10 goals in Europe. That is not easy to do against that quality of opposition. So for me, I'm just really proud of the players for performing the way they've performed. And that's as good a result as Aberdeen's had here for a long, long time.
You made a lot of changes to your team tonight, and everyone to a man came in and stepped up. I mean, it must be really good knowing that you've got those options in your squad.
Yeah, I think people have said there is times we could have rotated the team, but I think we still have a lot, and people have not noticed as much as we have done. I think the boys that came in tonight were excellent. It was the same in Helsinki. So really, really pleased. And then we obviously got some other players on at the right times tonight to give us a helping hand, because some were tired. And I'm just pleased because it's the first time the club's been there. I think it's 17 years, and I think the boys should be proud. I said to them, when you're a football player, playing in European, especially in group stages, is something you'll always look back on in your career. It's what I always look back on. It was the best times for me. So I'm really pleased for them to get that win.
I know we'll speak more about the League Cup final tomorrow, but just generally, what a way to warm up for it.
Yeah, I think, well, we've got a good result against Hearts there, and we've got a good result here against Frankfurt. Yeah, well, it's a game we're really looking forward to. I think, as I said, we've been fighting on three fronts, and we've had a lot of games, and I just think my players should get some credit because they've done really, really well in all competitions this year. And I know we've got caught short a couple of times, but they deserve some credit.
Just a final one for me. Obviously, Boyan wasn't in the squad tonight. What is the latest on him, and what are his chances of being fit for Sunday?
We'll have a look at him tomorrow morning.
Ooh, that doesn't sound hugely hopeful, you've got to say. They'll be absolutely desperate to get him there for the final. Bojan Miovski. Rory, you were with us for the first game as well. The first half was pretty turgid, or first half hour was pretty turgid, and then it was almost the fine track who had enjoyed so much of the possession kind of ran out of ideas. Then Aberdeen realised that this is a game they could win. Yeah,
and I think performances previously, they've been very, very close to picking up 3 points at different stages, and they've been unlucky not to do so. So I think the belief was always there, and I touched on at the start of the game, I had no issues at all with the 8 changes with regards to them being competitive in the game, because they've got the players there to do it. I just kind of wish, I mean, they've went and beat Hearts 2-1, they've beaten Frankfurt 2-0 tonight in Europe. I kind of wish Barry Robson would stop going on about the fixtures, and all the stuff should be positive tonight, and great performance, really well done, high in confidence going into the final. We know the fixtures they've had and the reason they're there. They were able to make 8 changes, and leave the fixtures that have gone back in history back there, because he seems to like to make a big deal of it, and tonight it doesn't need to be made a big deal of.
No, and they were able to make 8 changes because he was given the resources to put together what is a substantial squad to take on 3 fronts, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And see, I totally understand it's human nature to be defensive when you're under attack, so to speak. But, there's nobody out there tonight who would have a bad word to say about Aberdeen in terms of performance, in terms of tactics, in terms of game plan, in terms of individual performances. So, it would have been nice to hear them being a little bit more upbeat. Can I just say as well, Richard, that, we do beat ourselves up at times in terms of Scottish football and the performances in Europe at times, and Aberdeen have given a good account of themselves. Celtic beating Feyenoord last night, Aberdeen beating Frankfurt tonight, and Rangers getting a couple of goals in Spain. We'll wait to see how that one turns out, but I think Scottish football's been shown up in a good light thus far this week.
Yeah, and certainly Rangers in a good light. You made the point that defensively they've had it tough, but I think Betis are the sort of side that are going to cause a lot of issues for a lot of defences, a lot of clubs. What Rangers have been able to do is not only get the goals, both Sima and Dessers have scored, but Sima's come close on a couple of other occasions. You get the sense that this is by no means done and dusted at 2-2.
No, it's almost got the feeling of, you were watching those games on their run to the final, and now I'm not saying for a second that they're going to get to the final this year. I don't think they've got the adequate squad to do that, but it's got, this particular game has got that feel where it's just end to end, and you feel that Rangers can score at any point, which is refreshing, because there's been a lot of games over the years in Europe where Rangers try and soak up pressure, whether it be Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen, whoever it may be, Hearts, soak up pressure and try and nick a goal. So it's refreshing to see Rangers going for it, and Sima's chances, a few of them have come from really good play from Cosland, and in adversity, good players come to the fore no matter what the age, and I think it's a big ask to put a player like McCausland in at the age he's at, but he's got no fear whatsoever. He continues to get the ball. If he makes a mistake, he wants it again, he runs forward. Been really impressed with him, and Lundstrom looks like the Lundstrom of old under Clement, because I think he's been excellent tonight, I really do, and Cifuentes has showed up well as well. And Desser's getting a goal too, so in a time where Clement really needs his strikers to step up, or striker, Roof is on the bench, whether he gets some minutes, but a big one for Dessers, and I do feel for him given the criticism he's had, and I've been part of that, but I know what it's like to be a striker, and maybe not to the level of being at Rangers and getting the criticism, but you always want to see an underdog doing well, so it was good to see him get the goal, and let's see if he can kick on.
Well, it's certainly been a good week so far. There was the win for Celtic, long-awaited win in the Champions League for Celtic against Feyenoord. Aberdeen, of course, got their long-awaited group stage victory, this time in the Conference League. Last time round it was way back in 2007, so 16 years ago in the old-style UEFA Cup. That was when they played the groups, but you only played 2 home games and 2 away games. You didn't have home and away against each of the opponents. So it was a long, long time ago, but they got it this evening. And I think one thing you can say for sure is that they probably did deserve to get more out of some of the other European performances that they had earlier in the season. And they have finished the group with that one win, 3 draws, just a couple of defeats, and were the only side to take anything off PAOK, who finished top of their section. Rangers still hoping to finish top of their section. They know they will do if they win in Seville tonight. I think the players probably just about heading back out inside the stadium. Let's hope that we've got another exciting 45 minutes ahead and that there is a successful conclusion. Half-time is Real Betis 2, Rangers 2. Second half coming up live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with our commentary team of Stephen Thompson and Alan Lamont.
Thanks again, Rich. Rangers change at half-time sees the introduction of Dujon Sterling, and it's Jose Cifuentes who's making way, and we're just having a quick chat about why that would be happening, whether it's tactical. I mean, Cifuentes had a pretty good first half. He's clearly suspended for Sunday's game, so he doesn't need to be rested, but maybe Stephen, Philippe Clement wants to see Dujon Sterling playing that central midfield role because he might have to occupy it on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're seeing here, Alistair, because Cifuentes didn't have a bad first half. He actually had a reasonably good first half. And obviously, Philippe Clement knows the importance of Sunday's game. Does he want to put Sterling in there without having really tried and tested him at a very competitive level as is tonight? So it's going to be interesting to watch it unfold, to see if he's capable of coping in there as one of the central midfielders, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're back underway, and it is Dujon Sterling who gets us underway, and he is playing that central midfielder who came on in that position against Dundee. Lundstrom's gone for it for him about, 35 yards, and it's well over the top. John Lundstrom still waiting for his first goal this season, and some of his shooting from distance has been pretty woeful, but did get that absolutely spectacular goal against Dortmund, which is probably still dining out on. And Rangers starting certainly on a positive note as they look to try and get in front once again. 2-2 at the start of this second period. Sparta Prague currently top of the group with Real Betis in second, and Rangers potentially moving down into the Europa Conference League if things stay as they are. It's Jose Perez who got the second goal of the evening, challenged by Tavernier, and it's out for a throw-in to Real Betis. Philippe Clement not happy because he thought it was a Rangers throw-in. Goldson gets his head to the long throw-in down the left-hand side of Real Betis, and they were certainly a real threat coming forward, Real Betis, and they're looking to do that right now. It's Iglesias with his back to goal, pokes it out to the left-hand side, out of play. He's had a pretty frustrating evening, and just a couple of goals this season. He tends to be the one who starts in the Europa League, whereas Willian Jose has been the one who plays the league games up front. He's got 10 goals, but none of them have come in the Europa League, whereas Iglesias has got a couple. It's back with Rui Silva, the Portuguese goalkeeper, as he plays it out short to his left-hand side to Mark Roca, on loan from Leeds United here in Seville. Plays it square to Germán Petzela, the Argentine centre-back, and it's Rui Silva for Guardado, picking up in a deep area and then looking forward. Lundstrom tries to get across to challenge him. He plays it to Miranda, helped on by Perez, breaks back to Guardado just inside his own half. Perez once more linking down the left-hand side, and then Isco takes over. He's challenged by McCausland, but he just glides away from him and then gets the ball back from Petzela once more inside his own half, but only just. Carvalho short for Isco once more, slides it forward for Bellerin, then Iglesias nudges it off for Bellerin once more. Back there goes Sima, doing some more defensive work, then knocks it out of play, left-hand side. 2.5 minutes gone in this second period. Still as you were at the interval, 2-2, as Real Betis come forward through Isco linking with Bellerin, but that move breaks down. Rangers can try and start to build from the back once more. It's Sima quickly closed down on Barisic. We'll just see it out of play. It's a Rangers throw over on the far side, midway inside their own half. and a rather cagier start to this second period. No chances for either side really as yet, as Guardado heads it forward. Sterling steps in, but he can't find a teammate, and it's Isco going back the way towards the halfway line, spins and tries to get away from Lammers, plays it to Petseya, and then all the way back to the goalkeeper Rui Silva, and the short ball out to Roca. Roca forward for Carvalho, out to the left hand side for Miranda, who got that first equaliser. Real beautiful unerring shot, low past Jack Butland, and now Petseya once more. Both sides just trying to figure out what the other is going to do at the start of this second half. No one really wants to take a big chance, but the next goal could be absolutely crucial, as Petseya plays it out to the right hand side, and it's Diao trying to get away from Sima, about 15 yards from the goal line. Sima makes the challenge. It will be a corner to Real Betis over on the right hand side. Diao was just caught by Sima as he made that challenge, but it's a corner that's being given from the right hand side, and Real Betis with a first real opportunity of this second period to try and test Jack Butland. 2-2.
Yeah, I don't think that Sima means to catch Diao there, but I think he definitely has done in the back of the ankle. The big winger's down in some discomfort. A few of the Betis players were looking for a booking, but for me, he wins the ball, and I think maybe just unintentionally catches Diao. But yeah, you're right. First kind of attacking moment, if you like, of the second half. It certainly started not quite as frenetically as the first.
Yeah, Diao's still down, and the referee, in fact, is the referee coming across to have a look at this? I thought he was beginning to run towards a monitor, but no, he's just making his way outside the penalty area to watch for the corner kick coming in, as Diao does get back to his feet. So the corner kick will be taken. He's limping rather heavily, Diao. He'll not be taking any significant part in this for the moment, but it's a corner right hand side to be taken by Isco. Who else? As Real Betis look to try and get in front for the first time in the game. In comes the corner near post. Oh, it's a great save from Butland, pushed away. Terrific reaction from Butland, and forward come Rangers on the counter, led by Sterling down the right hand side. McCausland's in loads of space if he can find him. Still at Sterling, looks for McCausland, but back came Isco. What a lot of ground he made up to get back and intercept the pass, but my goodness, what a save from Jack Butland as the ball is out of play, but Goldson's been penalised for the challenge.
Was it a save? I thought it hit the bar, Alistair. No, was it definitely a save?
I don't know. That was my instinct.
I thought it'd come off the bar, but
it could have been right. Yeah,
we are quite very high up here in the stand. But yeah, Rangers go on the counter. Sterling down this right hand side. He just couldn't find the run of McCausland, who drifted kind of to the back post. The ball in was on the ground. I felt as though he had to put the ball in the air in the box, and you're right, Isco covering a lot of ground to get back and cut out the cross ball. Yeah, I think you're right, Stephen. It was the crossbar. I mean, it came a long way, didn't it? Off the crossbar. It makes more sense for it to have rattled the woodwork, because it rebounded a long way. I think it was Carvalho who got the header into the near post, and very, very close to a third Real Betis goal, and they've got a free kick over on this left hand side, and the fans are up in arms here about the challenge that came in. It didn't look all that bad to me, and the referee's content certainly with the free kick being awarded and no cards shown, but Real Betis on the offensive at the start of this second period, and very, very close to a third goal. Yeah, the delivery was excellent, the header as well was very, very good, and Rangers fortunate to see it come off the face of the bar. It's twice now they've had to count on the bar.
Yeah, Guardado struck it with a fierce effort from about 30 yards in the first half, and that header wasn't too far away either. Free kick from the left hand side, glanced in, it must be surely. Butland saved first time, and then it's cleared away. How did that not end up? Now Betis are claiming for a handball in there. Butland somehow kept the first effort out of goal, and then Goldson hacked it clear. Of course, this will be checked. The fans in front of us making the TV monitor sign, but
at least they're not clapping. But yeah, I mean, the quality of ball in's excellent. The first player should have got a header on it. He misses it. It lands at the feet. I couldn't really see who it was. It lands at the feet of I think he should have hit it. He gets it stuck under his feet. Then Butland comes out and kind of rescues the situation. I have to say, I didn't see any handball.
No.
In live time.
VAR aren't interested either. The referee is allowing play to continue as the corner comes in from Isco from the left-hand side this time. Rangers goal leading a charmed life as it did at times in that first period. It's gone out for a goal kick, which gives us a chance to cross to Rory, who can perhaps give us some perspective, having watched these incidents in the last few moments. Rory, on the screen.
Yes, indeed. The first one did hit the crossbar right enough. The second one, you know, the ball in there was fantastic, and it's a great save from Butland. It does hit Davies on the arm. I'm surprised that VAR haven't had a closer look. It's just above the elbow and the inside of the arm. There's not a lot he can do about it, but going by the laws of the game, I'm surprised they've not had a look at it, given where it took place, right on the goal line.
Well, Rangers maybe getting off with one there as Borja Iglesias picks up, and they're really very much on the back foot at the moment as Isco dances away again from another couple of challenges and then plays it to Iglesias. He spins 360, then he goes for goal, and that's not far away actually from Iglesias, but Jack Butland looked like he had it covered all the way, and it remains after 54 minutes in Seville. Real Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Yeah, it needs to have been something very special to score from that range. Iglesias getting turned, he's a good 25 yards out, catches it quite well, but it's probably about a metre past Jack Butland's left-hand post. Yeah, Rangers again feeling the pressure, no doubt about it.
Butland waves everyone forward before playing it out to the left-hand side to Barisic. Barisic advances a few yards on that left-hand side and then plays it forward for Sima. Sima tries to move away from Carvalho, loses possession though, and Betis pick up once more, and it's up towards Iglesias. Holds the ball up well, but then given away unusually by Isco, and Sima can't hold on to either though. And now it's Diao spinning away from Lundstrom, and again it's a free kick to Real Betis. 55 played, still 2-2 as it was at half-time, but Betis coming oh so close on a couple of occasions already in their second period to taking the lead. He's back with Pixea just inside his own half, out to the right-hand side for Isco. Rangers, as things stand, going into the Europa Conference League. Diao comes forward down the right-hand side, tries to link with Bellerin. Bellerin's little flick doesn't come off, and Barisic picks up and just knocks it forward to Lammers. Lammers left-hand side tries to poke it through to Sima, but he's given it straight back to Betis. Bellerin's got the better of Lundstrom, right-hand side, almost on the goal line. Rangers get the block in though, and then Lundstrom hammers it away. But they do need a bit of respite here as Dessers tries to lay it off from McCausland. Insides Miranda, and it's going to be a Rangers throw-in. Again, the home fans not pleased with the referee's decision, but it looked to be the correct one as Tavernier throws it infield to Sterling. Sterling knocks it back to his captain and then back the way to Goldson, midway inside his own half. Short ball for Lundstrom, quickly closed down by Isco. Tavernier once more, right-hand side. Back the way to Goldson, just outside his penalty area. And he plays it back to Jack Butland. Betis trying to press. Butland gets it out to Davies. Forward for Barisic, left-hand side. He tries to find Sima, who manages to pick up possession and threads it to Sterling. Left-hand side as Sterling comes forward. Lammers has made the run. He's left in the box. Couple to choose from in the box. Can he find either of them? Headed away by Pizzeria. Tavernier steps in, nods it back into the area. McCausland trying to make something of it. Barged to the ground there by Miranda, but the assistants in a good position to say it was a reasonable challenge, and Betis try and bring it away. Lammers picks up a loose ball. Lammers at the edge of the box, goes down, looks for a penalty. It's going to be a free kick right to the edge of the box, inches from being inside the penalty area. As Lammers went down rather dramatically, the yellow card is flashed at one of the Betis players who made the challenge there. Rangers have a free kick inches outside the penalty area.
It must be very, very close. I mean, I did think he threw himself to the ground quite theatrically. It's difficult to see up here how much contact that there was, but it looked as though it was right on the edge of the 18-yard line. Either way, it's very much in James Tavernier territory.
It certainly is, yeah. It's just right of centre, so Barisic might fancy it as well, but certainly Tavernier usually rules the roost in these situations, and he's certainly been the more effective from the dead ball situations of late.
It was a terrible mistake from the Real Betis defender. Played it right into the path of Lammers. He did really well actually to kind of scramble past or evade the challenge of a couple of players, and then must have been caught just on the edge of the box, goes to ground. I think Rangers were looking for the penalty kick, but clearly VAR would have looked at this. Must have been outside. I think you could be right. It probably suits Barisic more than it does Tavernier, but I've seen Tavernier reverse these before from this area.
Yeah, certainly. So the wall being lined up just outside the 6-yard box. Free kick should only be about half a yard outside the penalty area as both Tavernier and Barisic stand over it. 58.5 minutes on the clock, 2-2 it stands. Can Rangers somehow get a third goal here and give themselves something to cling on to for the final half hour? It is Barisic who goes for it, off the wall. It's jumped, and that was a pretty predictable outcome, I have to say, from Barisic. Tavernier helps it back into the area. Lammers can't get anything on it, but it will come to Sima. Lundstrom in support of Sima. Sima holds on to it, tries to curl it goalwards, but Rui Silva able to take that pretty comfortably, and it remains Real Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Really wasn't on for the shot there from Sima. It was a very difficult angle right at the corner of the box, and better serve trying to put that one into the box. Dessers and Lammers and Stelling were all in there waiting on the cross coming in.
Wasn't a great effort from Barisic either, was it?
No, it wasn't. It didn't get enough height on it. It was very close to get it up and over the wall, though. Give him that.
The Rangers have perhaps just survived that onslaught that was coming their way at the start of this second half, and have had a bit more possession in the last few minutes, but Betis will still feel that they are the side who have been on top and arguably deserve to be in front in the game. But it is 2-2 and Rangers still alive in the group. Isco knocks it back to Guardado on the edge of the centre circle, out to the right hand side for Bellerin, brings it under control, forward for Dial. Barisic sticks a toe in, but Betis still have it. Dial back to Bellerin on the right touchline, goes back in field, and it's Carvalho now on the halfway line. Roca back to Carvalho inside the centre circle, and then out to the right hand side for Guardado, who brings it forwards. Real Betis looking for a way through this Rangers backline for a third time this evening. Diao now, right hand side, he's put too much on that pass for Bellerin, and it's tamely behind for a goal kick to Rangers with about half an hour remaining here. It's still 2-2.
Yeah, but the way that the results are going, Rangers really need another goal. They haven't been looked as threatening, certainly in this second half, as they did in the first in terms of opportunities created. They've obviously ridden their luck a bit with Betis crashing one off the bar, and a couple other ones they possibly should have done better with, but they'll keep pushing.
Rangers trying to play their way out of danger. They've got themselves a free kick, which is good news for them as the ball threatened to go astray. John Lundstrom back there having a quick word with Jack Butland about some of his distribution and what he wants them to do, as Rangers take the free kick back the way from Davies to Butland. Now it's Lundstrom on the edge of his box, out to Tavernier right hand side. He's caught in possession here by Isco. Now he's trying to get back at him. You have a little pull at him there. Isco challenged by Stelling. Tavernier slides in as well. Betis want a free kick. Fans here howling as Dessers fails to control the ball forwards. And the home fans reckon the Serbian referees not doing them any favours.
Well, there's been a few kind of challenges from Rangers players that they've been looking at supporters for yellow cards for. I don't think many of them were, but I feel as though the ref's not giving them anything. They've clearly had the kind of two-hand balls as well in the game that ended up not being given by the referee.
2-2 then, with 62 on the clock. As things stand, Rangers will finish in third place. Sparta Prague last I heard we're still leading by 3-0 as Ross McCausland runs the ball out of play. There'll be a Real Betis goal kick. Sparta Prague will top the group as things stand, and Rangers will, regardless of how things turn out here, will probably rue those two Aris Limassol
100%
results. Those are the ones that have really cost them against the lowest seeded group. A defeat out in Cyprus and then a draw at home really wasn't good enough. Arguably the poorest performance under Philippe Clement. This one's been a lot better. 2-2 it stands as Rui Silva takes the goal kick, headed down by Sima for Dessers on the halfway line, gets turned finds Lammers, left-hand side of the box, tries to link with Dessers again, who trips over his own feet and falls into the ball, and it goes back to Rui Silva. Poor distribution that time from the Portuguese goalkeeper, allows Lundstrom to step in. He's committed a foul, and the referee at last giving a free kick the way of Real Betis, and John Lundstrom reacted angrily and is shown the yellow card by the referee for that reaction.
It's not for the challenge, Al, you're right, it's for the reaction. I've got to sympathise with him. I didn't think myself it was a foul. I think it was Isco threw himself to the ground under the challenge from Lundstrom in the air. It was a reaction that's got him booked, much to the delight of the Betis supporters around us.
A couple of changes coming for Rangers. Kemar Roof and Ravi Matondo are stripped and ready to come on as the ball comes forward from Roca, looking for a Jose Perez, but he won't catch it. It's out for a goal kick to Rangers, and that gives them the chance to make these couple of changes. Let's see who are going to make way.
Dessers McCausland, just a wee guess there, Alistair.
That's a good guess, Stephen, and you're probably right, but let's just wait for confirmation. It certainly is Dessers, whose number is held aloft. Good goal he scored, Cyril Dessers, and it is Ross McCausland, as Stephen Thompson once again shows just why he is the top football analyst.
it was fairly obvious, Al. But anyway, yeah, Dessers can be pleased with his night's work, obviously scoring the goal. A brilliant goal that should do his confidence in the world of good. Good for Rangers to get Kemar Roof minutes under his belt. They certainly are missing players in forward areas, so to get him back to full fitness, or at least get a good 25 minutes in him here, will be a bonus for Rangers.
Butland takes a goal kick. Matondo, who's going to play out on that right-hand side where McCausland had occupied. Taverniers won it back for Rangers. In comes Sterling. It will be a Rangers throw-in down the near side in front of Philippe Clement, thrown forward, looking for Matondo. As Betis will clear the lines, and Golson will just try and see this back to Jack Butland, who comes to the edge of his area and gathers. We've played 65 minutes. It's still as it was at half-time. Real Betis 2, Rangers 2. Betis have certainly come closest to adding to their tally in the second half, hitting the bar and forcing a really good save from Jack Butland as Kemar Roof gets his first touch, tries to flick it on from Matondo but can't do so. Straight out of play instead, as Betis will get the throw-in to be taken by Miranda. Real Betis looking to get out of the Europa League group for the third consecutive season. Topped their group last season, second the year before, out in the last 16 on both occasions as Roof tries to play it into the path of Matondo or Sima, but neither can get there. And Betis pick up on the halfway line, and it's Diao. Chance to run at Barisic here, right-hand side for Betis. Bellerin motoring forward in support. That's where it goes. The full-back now back to Carvalho, midway inside the Rangers half. Looking to open up the spaces here. It's Isco. Goes back the way. Trying to find the little gaps in that Rangers back line. Gets it back from Miranda once more, still midway inside the Rangers half. Isco. Big switch of play back out to Bellerin. First time ball back to Guardado, midway inside the Rangers half again. Lammers goes across to close him down. Square ball play to Isco. Still in that midway point in the Rangers territory. Miranda now to the edge of the box. It's Perez. He's into the box, goes for goal, blocked by Golson. Good block as well, an important one as it breaks back to Isco, midway inside the Rangers half again. It's Perez once more, up against Tavernier this time, goes on the outside. Good challenge, Tavernier, at the expense of a corner. 67 played, Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Yeah, it's a brilliant play, it really was, from Perez. I think it was the shift of change of direction into the box. The shot was blocked, and there again, just good defending actually that time from James Tavernier. Stayed on his feet, but had to give the corner away.
To be taken by Isco, left-hand side, right-footed. Near post ball, glanced on, save, but it's in the net, Perez! But it's been chopped off, he's offside, the assistant's got his flag up, and Rangers survive again. Terrific save from Butland. He could only knock it on to Perez, who was on the line more or less, but he was in an offside position as the initial header came in, and that's why it remains Betis 2, Rangers 2.
Yeah, they'll just be checking it. I mean, it certainly looked in live time. I can understand why the linesman put his flag up. It's just whether or not he was offside as that header was glanced in. It was a fantastic delivery again. The header's brilliant. You think it's going into the back of the net. It is a kind of last-ditch fingertip save from Butland. All he could do was deflect it onto the Betis player, who then kind of bundled it home, but we wait for the VAR check.
Yeah, which is still going on, as Butland hopes he's going to be able to take this goal kick. The crowds whistling their disapproval as they feel they're going to be denied once more. Maybe it's tighter than we thought, tighter than the assistant thought. Still VAR having a look at it. Rory, what's your view of it?
It's very close, I have to say. He actually comes from deep, and it's Tavernier steps up, and it's like they cross over as the header makes contact, and it's very difficult to tell whether he's onside or not. I'm just wondering whether he goes in off his arm as well, maybe. It's difficult to see the amount of bodies there is. I think it goes in off his hand, so even if it's onside, I'm not quite sure if it's Standal.
Yeah. It's a handball that's been given, Rory, you're absolutely right. The referee made the TV monitor sign and indicating it was a handball. So, and even accidental handballs, as we know, by a striker, by the goal scorer, means the goal will be chopped off. So, 2-2 it remains as Betis make a couple of changes here. As off comes Iglesias and on comes William Jose. And also coming on is Ez Abdi, who's really electric. And off will come Hassani Diao. Abdi is really frightening at Ibrox at times. Former Barcelona player. So further dangers for Rangers to deal with in the closing 20 minutes, but it remains Betis 2, Rangers 2, but they've got away with a few in this second half, Steve.
Yeah, they've lived a bit of a charmed life in this second half, you have to say. The opportunities missed, the penalty claim, the off the bar, goal disallowed, but they're still in this game.
Sure are. As Bellerin gets it half clear, but Lammers picks up left-hand side up against Carvalho. Back to Barisic, infield to Lundstrom, back with Barisic, left-hand side, forward for Lammers, good link-up. Gives it back to Barisic, he just overruns it, and then the ball's hammered off him by Bellerin. And out of play over on the far side for a Real Betis throw-in. Bellerin trying to steal about 20 yards there, and we wave back at least some of those.
And then runs 10 forward again, pointless.
Rangers have picked up possession. Roof helps it into the path there of Sima, but Betis won it back, and Isco plays it out to the left-hand side. And a first touch for Ez Abdi, the 21-year-old, who started all the other Europa League games on, and this one up against Tavernier now on the Betis left. Back the way it goes to Carvalho. Isco now in the centre of the park. Abdi once more, left-hand side. Isco, infield for Carvalho. Rangers holding firm just at the moment, but they've come under some sustained pressure in this second half. But no further goals since the interval as Isco and Abdi combine, and there's a head knock, and the referee hasn't spotted it as play continues. The referee will surely now stop play. Again, the home fans rise, but there's a head knock, and I think every football fan by now knows that as soon as there is a head knock, the game has to be stopped.
Yeah, I don't.
Dujon Sterling, it's down.
Yeah, it was unintentional. I think they just ran into each other, didn't see each other, and Sterling seems to have come off worse in this challenge. Again, you know, just to reiterate, Rangers could really do with not having him having a concussion here. It would rule him out of Sunday's game. Again, just the lack of options that they've got in midfield areas. I did say earlier that Jack had failed a fitness test this morning, but he'll have another few days to maybe get closer to passing a fitness test for Sunday, which would be a bonus for Rangers.
Yeah, it certainly would have the former Aberdeen man to call upon again at Hampden on Sunday alongside John Lundstrom. Otherwise, Dujon Sterling certainly seemed to be the one that most people were thinking, but he's still down
good shape
here
at all. He does not look in good shape at all. Just looking down at the bench, they're shouting to see if the substitute's going to come over. Probably, would you say Suter might drop into the midfield?
He could do. They've got Cole McKinnon, who's a central midfielder as well. So Sterling is back on his feet. He's looking pretty groggy there.
Yeah.
And he'll be just helped from the field. The referee making his way back into the centre of the park to get the drop ball to Rangers. The home fans don't fancy this referee, do they?
Well, Betis had the ball, did they not?
Evidently not, but
They did. I'm almost sure they did. You can understand why they're not happy.
Well, I think it's fair to say the referee's not a homer. It's back with Rui Silva, the Betis goalkeeper, played forward down the Betis left. Tavernier gets his head to it, but plays it right into the path of Isco, which is probably the last place you want to put it. Now it's Abdi up against Sterling, the two players who came together. Bit of a shut pull there on Sterling by Abdi, gets away with it as Rangers though hold on to possession. Sima, who's been kept pretty quiet in this second half, haven't really seen him, have we?
No, we've not. He's not managed to get his legs opened up down that left-hand side this second half at all.
Lundstrom with some cool play on the edge of his own box, gets it to Lammers. Now Sima, left-hand side, back with Lundstrom just inside his own half. Plays it infield to Sterling, who looks to be fine now after that worrying moment a couple of seconds ago. Matondo and Tavernier exchange passes in the right-hand side. 15, just over 15 to play here in the Estadio Benito Villamarin in Seville. 2-2 stands as Roca under pressure there from Roof. Almost got the ball there, but I think he handled it in the process, the striker, and it will be a free kick to Betis inside their own penalty area.
Credit to him for not giving it up, chasing for everything, but yeah, he just turned into a basketballer for a wee moment there. Free kick to Betis.
To be taken by Rui Silva. Missed the game at Ibrox with an injury he suffered against Barcelona in the game prior, and he's been back in the last couple of league games. As Lundstrom gets his head to the clearance, come for Barisic. Barisic has almost presented that there to Betis, but he's got fortunate. He's been barged over in the end, but I mean he showed far too much of that there to Perez, I think it was, over on the right hand side, and got away with it. But it will be a Rangers free kick midway inside their own half, left hand side. And you'd think the instruction at some point will come on that Rangers, I mean, Philippe Clement presumably will be aware of how things are standing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's brought on two fresh attacking players without really changing too much in terms of the way that they've lined up. What they do have is really good pace in Matondo and Sima in wide areas, but they've not really managed to utilise them so far.
No, they absolutely haven't, as Betis win the ball back, right hand side. Still 3-0 to Sparta Prague against Aris Limassol, meaning they will top the group as things stand, unless either of these sides can find a winner. It's Abdi back to Miranda inside the Betis half, forward for Willian Jose, but he can't keep it. Lundstrom turns away from Carvalho. Carvalho rather looking a bit more tired there now as Sima does a step over left hand side, closed down by Bellerin, can't get the ball in to Lammers, and Betis hack it clear. Could still be chances left in this game for Rangers as Davies does really well to rob Isco. Now it's Sima left hand side, pokes it forward for Lammers, left of the box, in it comes for Roof, can't make anything of it, and it will be a Rangers corner though.
It's better from Rangers, came from a giveaway from Isco incredibly on the right hand side of the pitch. Sima knocking it into Lammers, he gets the cut back, but just as you think Roof's going to get in the end of it, the recovering defender turns it round for the corner, but a chance for Rangers this.
Yeah, corner kick left hand side to be taken by Borna Barisic. 13 minutes left of the 90. Betis 2, Rangers 2 in the Europa League. Rangers looking for a first ever win on Spanish soil against Spanish opposition as Barisic prepares to send it in from the left flank. Goldson, among others, in there looking interested. Comes to Davies, and now it'll come to Goldson at the back post. Turns it back at the 6-yard post. Roof there, it's a goal! Rangers in front again. It's Kemar Roof who has put Rangers in front for the third time of the night. What a story this could be! Betis 2, Rangers 3.
Well, Connor Goldson, the ball comes to him at the back post. You think he's going to shoot. He shows a lot of composure to put it back across the face of goal. Matondo has a swipe at it and completely misses it. It somehow ricochets to the feet of Kemar Roof is only a yard out and he pokes it under the goalkeeper. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
My first instinct was to check, was he going to be offside?
No, there was a player
defender
behind
on the line,
him.
wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a player behind him. The Rangers just got to defend and see this out now. They've not got long to go. What a result this would be. To score 3 goals away in this stadium is a tremendous achievement in itself, but if they manage to hang on for their first ever win on Spanish soil, it would be quite a result.
Certainly would. I think they're the first opposing team this season to score 3 in this particular stadium, and 3 times now they've led. Twice before, Betis have dragged themselves level. Can Rangers this time hold on and ensure that they get the 3 points, that they top the group and that they progress in the Europa League, as Lammers is guilty of a foul there in the centre circle on Guardado, and Betis will have the free kicks. Rangers, as things stand, top of Group C, going straight into the last 16 of this competition. But 11 minutes plus injury time for Betis to try and do something about that. Stick with us as the drama unfolds, as Butland picks up the ball under a little bit of pressure there from William Jose. And every second now will be precious for Rangers as they try to tick down the clock. 3-2 they lead in Spain.
You did feel as though, on the evidence of the first half, that Rangers would get more opportunities in this second. They haven't been as forceful in the second half, and the goal comes from a set play, a corner kick. But to score 3 goals away from home, they really want to be going to win the game after that.
Brilliant run by Sima. Can he keep this in? He can. He gets it back into the penalty area, but it's hacked away by Guardado. Betis just look like they're tiring slightly, and Lundstrom's brought to the deck. Then it'll be a Rangers free kick, and again, every little opportunity like this to waste a few seconds could be valuable.
Yeah, Betis had that spell, didn't they, in this second half, where it was just relentless pressure, and Rangers were really hanging on by, you know, the fingernails. But they've gone kind of cold this last 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, but let's not speak too soon. But it's Sima, left-hand side of the box, back the way to Lundstrom, midway inside the half. Tries to find Matondo at the back post. It's headed away, but Tavernier will pick up the loose ball. Comes forward down the right-hand side, trying to get away from his marker, who is Abdi. Abdi does well though, and Betis managed to work it clear. Down the left-hand side they come. There is Isco forward for Abdi, challenged there by Sterling. Tavernier steps in and keeps the ball in play, and then Goldson gets it to Lundstrom on the halfway line, and now Davies. And Betis all of a sudden struggling to get onto any kind of real possession here. Down the left-hand side it goes, but Sima won't keep it. But again, he's kicked a second ball onto the field of play to just try and waste time. Well, he's just trying to waste time, isn't he? But a couple of changes coming again as Aitor Ruibal prepares to come on, and also Luis Enrique. Carvalho is one of the players to be replaced, and is that Bellerin who's gone off on the other side as well, as Ruibal would be an obvious replacement for him. Just over 8 minutes left. Betis 2, Rangers 3. Kemar Roof with a second goal of the season. An injury-ravaged season for him, but he might well have the final say as Abdi tries to get free of Tavernier. And Tavernier's going to go into the book here for just dragging Abdi back as he tried to wriggle free down the left-hand side.
Probably was just about a book in that one. It was good skill from Abdi, put just a wee Cruyff turn, got half a yard on Tavernier, and he did drag him back.
Free kick then to Betis, left-hand side, taken short by Miranda to Isco. Back into the centre circle for Guardado. The 37-year-old looks like he's going to play the full 90. Just keeping things ticking over in the middle of the park. Here he is in possession once more. Plays it square for Roca on the halfway line. Out to the left-hand side, or that was the attempt. In-step Matondo, couldn't get possession of the ball though, and Betis have it back once more. It's Pesea to the right-hand side for Guardado once more. Luis Enrique back to Guardado again, just inside his own half. 7 minutes left plus stoppage time. Rangers lead by 3-2. Isco now, left-hand side. Tracked by Sterling. Sterling trying to stick as close as possible to him. Gets the challenge in. Free kick though given by the referee to Betis for the challenge by Sterling on Isco. Quickly taken onto the halfway line. Pesce out to the right-hand side. Ruibal picks up and plays it infield. Betis trying to come forward. Lammers though doing well to work back, then finds Sima. I think that came off Sima. It will be a throw into Real Betis. Midway inside the Rangers half, 6.5 to play. Betis 2, Rangers 3. Rangers on the verge of history, but they will be wary of counting their chickens here. As Rangers get the ball clear, Roof will go and close down. As Roca knocks it back to his goalkeeper, and it's played quickly to Pesce. Midway inside their own half, Betis bring it forward. Roca out to Miranda. We've got the first of Betis' 2 equalisers. Can they find a third? Out to the right-hand side it goes once more to Ruibal. Cross comes Lammers, but he's threaded a ball through. This could be dangerous for Rangers as Betis come forward down the right-hand side. It's Luis Enrique, knocks it back the way once more. Betis trying to find the right angle for the cross. It's Luis Enrique once more on that right-hand side, tracked by Lundstrom, trying to find room for the cross. Lundstrom sticks in a leg. Luis Enrique goes past him into the box on the right-hand side, tries to dig the cross out, comes off Barisic, breaks back to Luis Enrique. The Brazilian then gets it back. It's a good ball into the middle. Goldson with the header clear. Lammers just helps it on to no one in particular though, as Betis dominating possession, looking for a third equaliser. 3-2 Rangers lead with 5 to play. Abde just gets the break of the ball against Matondo. Tavernier shoves him over, breaks back to Willian Jose as news comes through from Cyprus that it's 3-1 now. Sparta Prague still leading, but Betis know that if they were able to get an equaliser, that I'm pretty sure that would take them back to the top of the group with Sparta Prague.
There's just so much going on now. There's so much going on.
Indeed there is.
As Richard said at half time, it's probably changed about 5 times during the course of the night.
It's going to be a goal kick to Rangers. We've got less than 5 minutes to play here. 3-2 to Philippe Clement's side as he tries to maintain his unbeaten run as Rangers manager, and more importantly take Rangers into the last 16 of the Europa League. Betis will have something to say about that before this game is out, however. Here's Guardado in the quarterback role, pings the pass out to Abde. Tavernier claims for a handball, but Abde takes possession, left-hand side of the box. He's past Tavernier, too strong with the cross though, and it's chested down by Sima inside his own box. Just leathers it forward, and he wants Roof to go and chase that, but it's out of play for a Betis throw-in just inside their own half. Quickly taken down the right-hand side. Ruibal picks up, finds Luis Enrique, steps away from Sima, back the way it goes as Betis look to try and find that one opportunity to bring them level and take them back to the top of the group. It's Abde left-hand side, Tavernier trying to hold him up, tries to thread the pass, comes back and it's blocked on the edge of the box by Sterling. Again, a big claim for a handball, but it didn't look like anything of the kind, and Rangers will have the goal kick as it's blasted over the top in the end. 86.5 on the clock. Stephen Thompson, are Rangers going to hold on?
Well, we hope so. We hope so. Probably not now that you've cursed it, but yeah, I didn't think that was a penalty either. Stirling actually does really well to get the block in. It was hit well from the edge of the box, but it's an important block from him.
Rangers' last away win in European competition proper was in Dortmund, February 2022. They did beat PSV, of course, in Champions League qualifying last season away from home, but in the actual group stage or knockout phases, that's the last victory. It has been a good run, but they are on the verge of doing something really special here this evening as Roof finds Matondo. Matondo chased by Isco. He still has it though on the edge of the box, eventually loses it, but Sterling slides in and makes the challenge. Breaks up to Willian Jose though, knocks it back to Isco. He just tries to play it for Abde. Tavernier should get there first, turns away from Abde. Good defending from the Rangers captain, good fitness, good speed and good composure, and he threads it forward looking for Matondo. Breaks down for Roof, right hand side, and he's hacked to the ground there by Roca, and that will be a booking for Mark Roca and a free kick to Rangers, and another chance to just run the clock down a few seconds more. 3-2.
Good from Roof. really was, using his strength and turning away from the defender, drawing the foul, buys Rangers another couple of seconds to waste here. Just before that, Matondo got the ball, and with his pace, he ran in the pitch. I'm just thinking, run it out wide here, take it into the corner, waste some time, but maybe a bit of inexperience there.
Rangers were the lowest scorers in the group coming into tonight, but they've notched 3 on their travels here this evening, and they are a couple of minutes away from a very, very famous victory. Here's Lammers, could finish it if he can get a 4th goal. Comes back to Lundstrom, edge of the penalty area, pokes it through. Roof won't get there though. Rui Silva will, and it's back in the goalkeeper's possession as Rangers look to hold on to this 3-2 advantage. Isco has it, left hand side, midway inside his own half. The seconds ticking down for Real Betis, who just need the 1 goal to ensure they progress in the Europa League. As things stand, it would take them through as top of the group. But as Rangers hold on to this 3-2 lead, they would win the group. Roof trying to get back there to close down Isco, just nudges it to the right hand side to Abdi, midway inside the Rangers half, forward for Willian Jose, he can't keep it. Tavernier, I don't know why Tavernier's all the way up the park, but he's Rangers have lost it now to Lammers, and then there's going to be a free kick to Betis in the middle of the park. Roof shown a yellow card for the foul on Abdi, and we're into the final minute of the 90. Betis have a free kick about 40-45 yards from goal, centre of the park, but certainly a chance to throw everyone forward and look to try and get on the end of this as they desperately search for an equaliser. Otherwise, I'm not even going to...
Here's the board.
Yeah, here's the board. I was going to say, I can't even remember now whether they'll go into the Conference League as things stand or not. I'll just leave that to the side just for the moment, because the 4th official is about to show how many more minutes we are going to play, because with the 90 have come and gone, it's 5 more minutes as the free kick is taken into the box. It comes from Guardado, back post ball into the 6-yard box now. Out comes Butlin and clutches that and dives on it inside his own 6-yard box, and there's a Rangers player down. Again, this is probably just trying to tick down the clock. The home fans don't like it, but it's what absolutely every team in this position would do.
Yeah, I think it's Connor Goldson. I didn't actually see the incident, but Rangers were a bit fortunate because the marking was really poor from that free kick, a diagonal ball into the box. They didn't pick the run up round the back post, and thankfully the ball that came in was not a dangerous one. I wonder whether it was Butlin that just caught Goldson as he went up to get the ball there on the back of the head. He's all right, he's back up on his feet.
Yes, just to clarify, Betis, as things stand, heading into the Europa Conference League. Sparta Prague leading by 3-1 in Cyprus, would finish second. Rangers, if they can hold on to this 3-2 advantage, will top the group and move into the last 16 in March of the Europa League. Goal kick to Real Betis, quickly taken by Rui Silva. We're played 1 of the 5 minutes to be added on. Betis bring it out from the back through Guardado. Out to the right hand side it goes. It's Ruibal playing it forward. Can Betis carve out one more opportunity to find that equaliser? Matondo running into trouble. Sterling loses out in the middle of the park as Betis try and thread a pass, but Tavernier's in the way, and now he'll play it forward, looking for the run there of Sterling. He won't get on the end of that though, and it's all the way through to Rui Silva. The home fans still desperate for their favourites to find an equaliser and keep them in this competition. Isco picks up. Is he the man to create infield to Abdi, tracked by Tavernier? You just have to be careful. He's been booked, doesn't want to get a hold of Abdi's jersey. Great challenge by Lundstrom, but the referee's given a free kick for some reason or another, and Betis have the free kick 10 yards inside the Rangers half. Quickly taken. Isco comes forward, trying to free himself of the shackles of Sterling. Tries to get the cross in, but Sterling with an excellent block. He comes out to the right hand side, and he manages to play it infield for Roof. Roof challenged well by Isco on the halfway line, but it will be a Rangers throw-in. 2.5 minutes played of the 5 have added on time. Rangers so close to their first ever victory over a Spanish side in Spain, so close to winning Europa League Group C. What a momentous effort it has been this evening. They've led 3 times, twice they've been paid back. Can they just hold on for a couple of minutes more for a famous evening in the south of Spain. Here's Guardado, finds Luis Enrique, and out to the right-hand side for Ruibal. A couple of minutes left to play inside Rangers half. It's fire forward. Tavernier again just sticks his boot in the way. Roof, can he hold it up for Lammers? Yes, he can. Rangers just want to take this to the corner. Sima picks up left-hand side. He's running towards the penalty area against Guardado instead. They just need to keep the ball. They just need... Wyatt Earp is he going for a goal?
What is he doing?
Rabbi Matondo shooting from 30 yards.
Astonishing.
It's just so naive from Rabbi Matondo. Here come Betis now. If Real Betis score now, that has got to go down as one of the worst bits of decision making from Rabbi Matondo I've ever seen. Here's Juan Miranda, clips into the edge of the penalty area. Back post ball, one, Butland makes the save, pushes it away. William Jose got his head to it, didn't seem to have all that much power, but it almost crept in, and Rangers survive. Roof has it now on the halfway line. Lammers back to Sterling. Just a minute to play. Now it's Matondo. Knocked to the floor, but play allowed to continue. Isco's overrun it though. Sterling has it back. Surely now Rangers just need to take this to the corner. It's Sima. Sima out to the left-hand side. Angle of the box. He's coming in towards the penalty area. What are Rangers doing, giving the ball away so easily when they could take it to the corner flag? It just defies belief. Abdi brings it under control, left-hand side. Final minute of injury time. It's Ez Abdi with Juan Miranda in support. Abdi comes in field. Crossfield ball for Luis Enrique. Out goes Barisic to meet him. Just outside the penalty area. Cross is met by the head of Dujon Sterling. Breaks back here to Roca. Roca forward. Betis have perhaps one more chance here. Luis Enrique comes off the back of Kemar Roof. Then Sima goes down. He's waved to his feet. Betis come forward once more, looking for an equaliser. It's on the angle of the box, right-hand side. In it comes, away by Davies, further away by Barisic. Betis throw-in. 5 minutes have come and gone of added on time. Sima's down. He needs treatment. The referee's telling him to get to his feet. He's telling him the time's going to be added on. We're beyond the 5 minutes. Can Rangers hold on for these final few seconds? 3-2 they lead here in the Estadio Benito Villamarin. It's a throw into Real Betis, right-hand side. In it comes to the penalty area. Up goes Barisic to win it. Comes to the edge of the box. Shot comes in. It's well wide.
That's got to be it.
Rangers goal kick. And surely now, surely Rangers are there. Surely they have the victory in the bag. We've played almost 6 minutes of added on time. It's quite incredible here in Seville. Rangers on the verge of a famous victory, and on the verge of a place in the Europa League last 16. Butland taking as long as he possibly can. Down has gone Matondo inside the Betis half. Philippe Clement at the edge of his technical area. Up gets Matondo now. Butland picks the grass off his studs. He's waved on by the referee. We're into the 7th minute of added on time. All eyes on the Serbian referee. It blows the final whistle, and Rangers have won in Seville. Rangers are into the Europa League last 16. A monumental victory for Rangers, their first ever over a Spanish side in Spain. They have done it. 3 times they led, twice they were pegged back, but Kemar Roof with the winning goal in Seville has provided their travelling Rangers fans with one of the biggest nights in their recent history. What a night it has been here. You would not have believed that at times they came under such incessant pressure from the home side. The bar saved them a couple of times. A couple of decisions went their way. They had some good fortune, but they also had some moments of real class. Sima, Dessers and Kemar Roof with the goals that have won Rangers this game and has ensured they will take their place in the last 16 of the Europa League in March. Betis drop into the Conference League. The home fans go home disappointed, but the Rangers fans away over on the far side will party long into the night. It is finished in Seville. Real Betis 2, Rangers 3.